Hey, everybody. Welcome to Hey, We're Talking. And here's your host, Scotty D.
Hey, what's up,
everybody?
guys?
How you
This is Scotty
doing?
D. Oh.
Bob is in the house. Give it up for Bob. And without further ado, the star of the show, Mr. Derek Tant.
Thank you, Derek.
Thanks, announcer man. We appreciate you. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another stimulating, tantalizing, exciting episode of Hey, We're Talking.
It's PG.
Here on
PG.
YouTube, Facebook, iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, and Coyote Country Radio.
Dude!
Why does it? That was good.
That was
Derek.
really good. I like how he combined all those. I really do. Bob,
I don't need your validation.
well,
I
you're
know
getting
when
it
I'm
anyway. You're getting it anyway. Bob, we're going to give you the opportunity to see if you can say it right about the sponsor of the show. Can he do it? Go ahead. Bob, who is this show brought to you by?
This show is brought to you by GameFlyOffer.com/HWT. I had to really
I really love
think
how
about
there's that little pause, just that little.
Because
Am
I
I going to
always
say
get
this
confused.
right?
I know. I got to get a Post-it. I've got Post-its all over my desk at work. I've got to get a Post-it and put it like down here just so I can look at it. I just bad about that, man.
Yeah.
I hate Post-its. I hate memos.
Do you?
All over. No, they're all over the place. Everything is like flagged. This is urgent, important, but they're everywhere.
See, I don't do that. I just do it to remind myself, because like every day when I get to work, I take a Post-it and I write down my top three things I need to do for the day. It's what I do. It's part of how I am. So it's like, all right, I need to knock these out. Of course, other things get added to it all the time, but I've got to knock this out. So I post that, and then there's a couple other things that I want to remember for the future. So I just have Post-its on my desk.
Sounds like a nightmare to me.
Sounds like an organized mess.
He's so much like my wife. It's ridiculous. She has Post-its everywhere, too.
Your wife's just way prettier than I am.
That's for sure. But she gets really excited about office supplies all the time. And last weekend, seriously, I'm not joking. Like when back to school, when they have all the notebooks and stuff, she was so excited. She was like, I want to go to like an office supply store and look for these kind of certain Post-it notes. And of course, I'm just kind of like, what? But I surprised her and I took her to Greenville. We went to a couple different office supply stores, and she was so happy. Although it was all picked over because all the kids ransacked it. So
Of course they do.
that was the sad thing.
I don't
know.
get excited about office supplies. I just need to make sure I have some fan fold Post-its and a pen, and I'm good. I don't
You
need
guys
anything
totally
else.
missed my segue, though.
What was your? What was
I
your?
said
secret?
You were driving a Segway?
No, I said sounds like a nightmare.
Oh, the only
sure.
reason I haven't moved on to the nightmares yet is because we barely said GameFlyOffer.com/.
But they don't need to know about
HWT.
that. They know about that. They're going to do that. They need to go to our Teespring store.
You have to do it. You got to go to Teespring.
Get yourself a Hey, We're Talking T-shirt. Support the show.
Yeah, do that. It
That's
doesn't,
the key
but
thing.
You're
Get a
saying
coffee
support
mug.
the show. It doesn't really support the show. We made everything so cheap compared to what we talked about this before. We made everything way cheaper than they suggest.
It
they're
doesn't
like,
support the show, but get one anyway so that you can look cool.
It does support the show.
yeah, it supports it through you
here
saying
and there.
no. It supports it in showing that hey, I have a T-shirt that says "Hey, we're talking" on it, and people will go, "What the heck is that?" And they go,
It's a podcast I
"It's a
listen to."
fat guy with gray hair and these two other attractive men, and they sit around a microphone and talk. They
It's like
share
three
one
guys-
microphone.
Three guys, one mic.
That would be.
I'm sure that's how Levi Seacrest describes the podcast to his wife and friends. Fat guy with a gray beard, two other attractive men.
Who is Levi
sitting around.
Seacrest?
I have no
Vi
clue.
the Samurai. He's one of our fans.
Oh, that's
He's one
his
of our
name?
listeners.
Oh, it's his name. I
Yeah.
only know him by Vi the Samurai.
Yeah.
That's Ryan Seacrest's brother?
Dude, is he
it's
rich?
not Seacrest.
Hook
It's
us
not
up with Seacrest, dude.
It's not Seacrest.
What you
is it?
said?
Yeah, you said that.
It's something. It's like Sequist. I don't know. Sorry, Levi. if
Should
I
we be
butchered
putting
your name.
his information out on the internet?
Probably
Dude,
not, dude. His name is John Johnson.
You just totally We doxed him, dude. People get in trouble on Twitter for doxing people. You don't do that.
What is doxing?
That means when you give out all the information, you let everybody know.
I didn't give out his mom's maiden name. I don't know.
Don't tell where he lives or anything like that.
No, that would be like a nightmare.
Gosh, dude. Man, Derek. What a nightmare.
Yeah. What a nightmare. Speaking of nightmares.
Come on.
Bob wants us to talk about recurring nightmares we might have, or nightmares.
It does not say recurring nightmares anywhere. It doesn't say recurring.
I have this one reoccurring nightmare. Anyway.
Wouldn't that be appropriate if it reoccurs?
But technically, it should be recurring.
Recurring, yes. Yeah. But the
not
name
up
of
here.
According to the...
Not in Chicago.
According to the spreadsheet, it was just like nightmares.
Okay.
It says crazy. It says crazy nightmares.
Crazy nightmares, guys.
All right. Well, here's my thing. I don't have nightmares anymore, but I did as a child.
Oh.
Like that's one of my earliest memories of being alive.
Was having nightmares?
Yes.
And tigers.
Tigers. Like I said, when I'll recount from a long time ago that we had a race car that lived right next. It was a car. A dude that
we heard
up
this.
His car.
Is this part of the nightmare?
I know, but it scared me.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
It scared me, and so I had this. My uncle had made this hook rug thing that we'd hang on my wall.
Oh no!
His name wasn't Uncle Diddles, was it?
Stop.
His Uncle Mark.
Asking.
Cut it out, dude.
I had an Uncle Mark.
PG, stop. Oh my gosh! What are you doing? You're submarining the show.
I don't mean to. I had.
Derek's trying to tell his story, and you're like, first of all, you're making a joke that was dirty. Number one.
I'm just gonna.
And then you go,
mute myself.
And my Uncle Mark is dead.
I didn't say it like that. I had an Uncle Mark that passed away. That's all. Okay, I'm done. Derek, take the show, buddy.
This show is a nightmare. Derek, go ahead.
I had this hook rug on the wall. It was had a picture of a black Jeep on it. Anyway, I would always have this nightmare that there was some dude behind this rug that I kept on the wall, and he would like suck me into the wall.
Oh my gosh, like Freddy Krueger style, dude.
Yeah, and it was
get your mic.
It was extremely as a for a 3 or 4 year old. It was very scary, and I kept telling my parents, "Can you get rid of this rug?
If you just remove the rug, I wouldn't have these nightmares." So it was like literally your boogeyman, for real.
Yeah.
Did it freak you out during the day at all?
Yeah, especially whenever we'd have thunderstorms, because this was in Houston, Texas. Yeah. So, whenever we'd have rain or thunder, I would be scared to go into my room. Dude. And so, yeah, I mean, it was a rough time for toddler Derek.
Did you? I'm having all these like we're getting the inside look into like how Derek became Derek because of some of this stuff. It's kind of I feel sad.
True.
Well, I mean, it's just odd. I mean, these are the few memories that I have from like age 3, 4, and 5. And
until the amnesia hit you, right?
Before he got his current wife, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, then I started school and everything was fine. I just
then he just said that people came and took him away for little trips during school. Just some stranger.
Oh. Yeah, call back
spanked.
The other.
The one.
And you're harassing me about saying Uncle Diddles. Really?
That was a story he told us. He got in trouble.
So, I'll continue this.
Okay, what's your nightmare?
So my nightmare is so stupid, but it did tweak me out during the day and everything. So like
tweak you out.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So like in my dreams, I have 2 different ones, but the one I'm talking about now, in my dreams there was like some kind of colorful blob with eyes. And it literally would just stare at me and I would get so scared. Like it was like we were in like just this darkness, and all it was this blob staring at me, and it would freak me out in the middle of the night. I'd wake up from it, and then during the day sometimes I would just picture it and I'd start freaking out during the day. Like if I didn't stare at this thing hard enough, it was going to kill me or something. That was just weird. And then there was another dream that I had to where I was in my kitchen. This was the kitchen that I basically had in my house from kindergarten through 5th grade, within that time range.
Mm-hmm.
But I was in that kitchen, and I just kept vomiting all over the countertop.
What the heck?
But in the background, there was a volcano and a dinosaur trying to approach me.
Gosh, dude.
Like, this messed me up for a long time.
Were you on like
Acid,
Ritalin or anything?
Marijuana? No. I was drug free. Drugs are bad, okay?
You didn't. Then after you actually did drugs, you probably stopped having nightmares.
No, I don't know. I'm trying to think of when this was. No, I was probably a bad teenager when some of this was going on, so that may have affected me.
Okay. So my theory is, and I'll ask you guys this. Now, Derek didn't watch these when he was a little kid, but did you guys watch scary movies when you were young?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see, I did not. I saw a few. I think maybe Halloween messed me up when I was a kid. And
Friday the 13th. Or no. Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Freddy Krueger. Yeah. Nightmare on Elm Street. I think it kind of freaked me out when I first saw it, but I was old enough where it wasn't that big of a deal. I was a teenager when all that stuff came out. The funny thing is, I don't really have a lot of like detailed dreams or nightmares. If I do have a dream that's very detailed, it's totally bizarre. It's just crazy, and it's like normal life. The thing that I will mention though is part of the reason that I've never gotten into the scary movies is because Cheryl, we started dating when we were 16 years old, and that's the time that you kind of watch those, and Cheryl absolutely will not watch anything scary. Nothing. I went on a date with her, and we double dated with somebody, and we went to go, I think I told you guys this, we went to go see Shocker, and about 10 minutes into Shocker, do you remember that movie, either of you?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
It's some guy who gets the electric chair, and then he comes back, and he's called the Shocker. It was so stupid.
Wow.
But
there was an Ernest movie that featured that.
That was like that. That's funny. But we were in the movie theater for like 10 minutes, and she started bawling, like literally just bawling. And I was like, "Are you serious?" She's like, "We gotta go." And so I was like, "Man, I just dropped $20 on this stupid movie, and she's making us leave." I was a jerk.
Cheryl, you owe him $20.
Oh my gosh, she's repaid that a million times over.
No, you don't.
So
with him,
I don't have a lot of crazy nightmares. I think if there's anything that I have that's a nightmare, I used to just have a lot of dreams of being left, like being forgotten, that kind of stuff.
Did your parents ever just drop you off somewhere and leave you for a period of time?
No. I think the only thing I can think of in childhood that was even close to that is my dad and a friend of his. They said they were going to take me with them, and they only took my brother because I was doing something else and I didn't get out to the car fast enough, and they left. I mean, it was just like up to the store or something stupid. Right. But in my mind, I was like, oh my gosh, they left me behind.
I will share something with you guys, is that throughout most of my adult life, the recurring types of dreams that I have, usually it's kind of almost, I go to a nostalgic time. I usually go back to a time about 12 to 15 years prior to the current day. So, as a young adult, I was having dreams about school. And I was in the military. Like when I was in the military, I was having dreams about school. I got out of the military and moved on to, to nursing. And now I'm having dreams where I'm back in the military. But I'm still like 37 years old, fat, out of shape guy, and I'm suddenly back in the Air Force as a cop, and I'm like, oh gosh, I hope they don't make me run because I can't do it.
You aren't having like PTSD issues, are you, Derek?
Oh, dude,
no,
it's not anything to make.
No, I mean it's all
I'm
good.
just asking. I mean
that, or you're getting all serious. Cut it out. No. Come on, Bob.
And
No,
the only
I was asking as a concern for a brother, for a friend.
Oh, that was nice.
No, I don't have any PTSD
Okay,
or anything like that.
Bob's trying to diagnose you on the program.
No, I'm just
thanks.
making. What if that was his opportunity to reach out and we just blew over it? And then something
Don't
happened
you
to
think
Derek.
by now we would know if Derek had PTSD?
Some people hide it.
He is like the most even-keeled guy. I would pay money just to see him lose it every once in a while. Like
That
if
would be
something
funny.
happens at home or like traffic, I picture you even in traffic just being like, well, we'll get there eventually. Is that how you are?
He's probably like,
Well-
"Come on, get out of the way," and then he's just like, "It's okay."
No.
I used to get upset in traffic. I'm usually, like you said, I'm like, I'll just listen to some music that I like.
Well, plus
You know,
when you're going
I
to
can't help.
when you're going to work, it's not like it's bumper to bumper usually, right?
Oh no, never.
That would just be if you're in the normal time of day with people. We went just speaking of, and then I'll wrap it up. But just speaking of, today I took Cheryl out for lunch on her lunch break, and
About time.
every time I go out into public in the middle of the day, I even said to Cheryl, I was like, do you think God sometimes just goes, the people? Because there's so many stupid people, but I don't think he does that. But what I'm saying is, when you go out into public, especially during a busy time of day, like it was noon and we were going to pick up something for lunch, I was just like, who are these people, and why do they have no regard for any rules of driving?
I just don't understand that, how people don't know how to drive. My commute is not very far, but I was late to, or I got home exactly on time to record this show, which I plan on being home a few minutes early. I'm just driving and I'm like, what is the problem? I have a 5-mile commute. Why does
know.
it take 30 minutes?
I know, we
That
just
makes
drove.
no sense.
We just drove right up the street down here, and it took us quite a while. And then I was just like, man, the people. My theory is the reason that there's so many bad drivers, it's all about selfishness. It's not about
And
they don't know how to
selfishness
do
and
stuff.
Cell phones.
Yeah, it's not that they don't know the rules of driving. It's that they don't care because they have somewhere they want to go, and it doesn't matter what you need.
Well, you'd be surprised how many times I'm driving down the road, looking at my cell phone, and I look over and people are on their phones. I mean, they just got to get off their phones.
You can get tickets where you live though for that.
Yes,
In
I
fact,
did.
you did.
I did. I got it wound up costing me $240.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, in
And
South
come to
Carolina.
find out, I just got a red light camera ticket too.
Oh my gosh!
Ooh.
In the
That's
city-
a bad one.
No,
Sounds like
it's $100
nightmare.
fine. It's $100
It
fine.
is. It's a nightmare.
So it's $100 fine that I have to pay to the city of Chicago. But it's garbage. I mean, I remember exactly when
Did
it
you
was.
go
I
through
didn't
the
know.
red light?
I did, but there was a reason.
Then you are paying.
Yeah,
pay for
That's
I'm
fine.
I'm going to try to fight it though, because it was one of those things where, and we've all been in this situation where you're driving down the road, the light suddenly starts to change. You could see it changing, and you've got somebody so close to the rear end of your vehicle that
Yeah.
if you hit the brakes, he's going to smash into your vehicle.
Yeah.
And I could have either slammed on the brakes and he would have smashed me, or go through the light. And I
There
went
is
through the
an-
light, and
There is a point where it's like no turning back. You can't.
Right.
You can't slam
Exactly.
on the brakes every time the light changes. But technically, you should have enough time if you're going the correct speed to slow down.
well, this is a very long, strange intersection. So I don't know. I'm going to try to
Everybody
fight
listening
it.
right now is just like, this is the most boring
Just-
thing ever.
Just tell them you were
I'll
trying
post
to.
it on. Maybe I'll post the video on our Facebook page and let people.
Do you have a
decide if
video of
it's
it?
wrong. Yeah.
You are lying.
No, you go to the website and
And they
show
have
the
you on
video.
there?
Yeah.
That is awesome. See, Chicago, all those taxes do pay for something cool. You can see
Yeah.
yourself
100
run a red light.
I just don't want to pay $100 to the city of Chicago.
No,
okay,
you
if
shouldn't.
Yeah.
I just don't want to. I hate the city of Chicago.
Derek's trying to shut us
Yeah,
down.
Let's be
well, no,
quiet.
I was going to say, just tell them you were trying to mitigate, any kind of damages. Use
Yeah.
that word mitigate, and they'll be
Yes.
like, ooh, fancy. Anyway, guys, I want to direct your attention to the sponsor of the show is GameFly. You can go to gameflyoffer.com/HWT. That is / / or / from Guns N' Roses.
It's / only. Go
Whatever.
ahead.
Anyway,
I'm gonna try
GameFly
it
is a
right
service that offers. Stop! You're interruptioning me.
I know.
Can I finish?
Go ahead.
These folks are fine. These folks are nice enough to sponsor the show, and he won't let me, give out the information. Okay.
Oh my gosh, Derek.
Anyway,
it doesn't work.
GameFlyOffer.com
If you use
/
backward / it does not work. Go ahead.
Stop.
I just typed in / from Guns N' Roses on there,
and
it did not work.
It didn't work?
No.
It's only /. Dang it. Okay, go ahead. GameFly.
Anyway, GameFly is the Netflix of video games and actual DVD movies. So go to GameFlyOffer / HWT and GameFlyOffer.com / HWT,
Nice.
and you get a 30-day trial.
Yes.
Try it out. Just
I
try
love
it out.
Love it.
See if you like it. I know Scott's doing it, and he loves it.
I love it. I love it.
So we do want to thank all of our listeners, all of our viewers, people who are watching us on Facebook, watching us on YouTube, listening to us on Coyote Country Radio, starring Goonie, and to those who are listening to us on the various podcast outlets such as iTunes and etc.
Nice.
We appreciate your patronage. Check out our Teespring store. Pick up a shirt or a mug.
Support the show, please.
Everything's in the bucket.
You'll look cool.
You will.
You'll
Totally.
really look cool.
Sweet.
Like Bob. He's wearing a Hey We're Talking shirt.
This was a
faces on
prototype
it.
shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, looks great.
Derek, Scott's telling you to wrap it up, so you should.
Yeah, I was.
He was trying.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead. I'm letting him take it home. Take it home.
Yeah. I just want to thank you all for listening.
Oh, Derek, come on, man.
Tune in on Friday when we will talk about another topic designed to titillate.
We will talk about the top 5 cartoons from our childhood that we missed.